Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. Welcome to this edition of Mods Worth Noting. Player Position by DD Mod Passion is, again, a mod that has existed in previous versions of Farming Simulator. It will save your position when you're on foot. So not super old school, but certainly old enough. The Volvo BM2650 from the late 70s into early 80s. If you're looking for something a little bit smaller, it's certainly not survival material, at least initially. It's still $44,000, 140 horsepower. Mow bale contracts does exactly simply what it says. It adds to the contracts mowing and baling contracts that are combinations. If you're looking to see more animals on your farm, More Visual Animals does that, so that while you may have a 200 or 500 animal barn, but you see 30 or 40 in the base game, this allows you to increase that substantially, up to 200 it looks like. Employment is an interesting mod. It gives full or part-time jobs and makes them available based on the productions and the selling points and things that you have on your map. So if you don't have a bakery, for example, a baker is not going to be a job you'll likely be able to do. It just says that they're their own unique company and they have their own unique jobs and so forth, and then salaries can vary, the likelihood of firing, promoting you, giving you a raise, and so forth. So you are able to determine, hey, I'm going to work X number of hours and try to, work a little bit less and see if you can get by. If you'd rather not be working but would rather be farming, for example, but then you can get fired. A company that fires you will not rehire you. So obviously if you don't have a lot of employers in the area because you don't have a lot of other buildings, that makes it challenging. But definitely a unique dynamic, and it plays on the reality that a lot of farmers do things to support their farm because farming itself may not make enough money to pay all the bills. You're also able to work part-time instead of full-time if you just need to do a few hours to supplement your income and get a little bit in. It says there are currently 22 business types and 35 unique jobs that are supported. More are planning to be added later. There's 5 levels of training, basically going to school, so all the way from high school up to doctorate, and you gain those by studying at home for some time, so there's a time dynamic there as well, and that will unlock different job types based on the training level that you have as well. And you will also gain experience over time as you work, which will help unlock job types and perhaps lower hours as well. So overall, an interesting little dynamic if you're trying to make it more of an economic simulation as well, and you're really struggling on the farm. Obviously you could almost say it's a little bit of a hack for a survival series at this point, where you could move into town and be trying to start your farm, but in the meantime get a full-time job while you're just eking by instead of just having to chop trees down for a year. So take a look at it. Real autosave actually autosaves without having to go and do various things or go back out to the menu. If you do run a lot of productions, Production Watcher is just basically a bit of a safeguard that if your input materials drop below 5% or run out, or your output storage exceeds 95% or becomes full when you don't have selling enabled, it will send you a notification. And that will do it for this edition of Mods Worth Noting. As always, if you're not a subscriber or haven't liked the video, please consider those things, and I will see you next time.